Welcome to The Buzz, and our guests today are Bill Lehnes, incoming chair of the Chamber for this year, and also Clint Williams, one of the originators of the idea of buy local, shop local. We've got great things to share with you today. Our show is proudly brought to you by Roger G. Taylor and Associates, and it is brought to you to share a lot of the great things that are happening in the Chamber. It's to communicate not only with Chamber members, but the community at large. Let's take a look at some recent activities that the Chamber's been involved in.
We add fun products like stereos, keyless entries, remote starts, your car and truck accessories, window tint. We add the options to your vehicle that might not come on the vehicle or may have stopped working on the vehicle, and we guarantee it with a lifetime warranty on the installation.
We require people to have a good, solid work history, have good references, be able to pass a drug test, and we place all types of skills. We place everything from janitors to controllers.
And there are jobs available.
Yes, sir. We've got 300 people working for us right now. Our goal is between now and Christmas to put another 100 people to work. For every person we put to work that works at least a week, we're going to donate $10 to the United Way. And we want these people to have these paychecks before Christmas so they have a better holiday.
This is the Whistle Stop Gift Shop and Cafe. We're at our prime time for the Chamber. And we have all kinds of goodies, as you can see behind us. We're up to about 20 vendors now with handmade ornaments, honey, handmade lotions, and
all this
soaps.
is local.
All
too.
this is locally made, and we've got something for everybody.
Now, where's the Whistle Stop at?
We're located in the train station, downtown Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Now, do you have...
We're going to have fun today. We've got two very lively gentlemen. Act lively. We're going to be talking about the buy local, shop local plan. And Clint, it's my understanding that as a marketing guy, you kind of came up with this idea and then shared it with Bill.
Well, I didn't come up with the idea. Like you and I were talking before off camera, this was like two trains on the same track that just kind of collided with a good idea. I had seen, and again, this in 2005 when this originated, had just seen some friends and some local businesses who were making purchases that were obviously identified as outside of the area. A simple example that could have been bought here. A good example is if you see somebody driving around in a car and it doesn't have a local dealership tag on the back, you know they bought it somewhere else. And the impact of that, you know, being from Rocky Mount, my family's from Rocky Mount, we have family business here. It just kind of rubbed me wrong. And so I went and out of my own pocket had some bumper stickers made up and just made up a logo and a slogan and started handing them out. And I gave one to Bill, and he called me within a few minutes and said, "Hey, we've got a committee going together trying to figure out what to do. And well, would you like to get together and put our heads together and see where we go from here?"
At the time, I was chairing the small business committee for the Chamber, and we had already kind of realized it was back when 540 was being built in Raleigh and the Knightdale bypass was being built, and we kind of realized that, you know, in less time than it used to take you to get through Knightdale, you're going to have interstate the whole way, all the way to Triangle Town Center. You'd get there a whole lot quicker, and you wouldn't have a red light till you hit the end of the exit ramp. And we knew we needed to do something to kind of emphasize supporting Rocky Mount, keeping the money here locally, and that's kind of why the Small Business Committee started talking, and we were in the process then of saying we need to sit down and really put something together. And then Clint came by and we said, okay, we need to get together and partner and figure this out. And we did.
I remember billboards and all kinds of memorabilia. We had stickers in our window, in fact still do right now where I work at Almonds. But talk about how it's happened through the years. What are some of the things you've been doing? Bill, you want to?
Well, as we talked and put this campaign together, you know, Clint and I got together, we talked, we kind of put the framework together. Clint has a great graphics background, so he helped design the logo, and we kind of put a plan together. We took it before the Small Business Committee at the Chamber. We tweaked it a little bit, you know, kind of getting everybody brainstorming, getting everybody's input. We tweaked it a little bit. we put a business plan together, and then we talked about the rollout. How are we gonna roll this out? And we kind of made the decision then that it wasn't just going to be a chamber campaign. It was going to be a community-wide campaign, and that was going to take some money. And the committee got together, and we did a letter writing campaign to its members soliciting funds, and Clint and I got together and put together a grant to the Rocky Mountain Community Foundation and got some money through the Rocky Mountain Community Foundation to support it. And then we had what we needed to get us out there and really implement it. We put together kind of a buy local packet. It had little cups with the logo on it. We had window clings. We had little stickers to go on the cash registers up front, where you would check out. I'm trying to think what else we had in it.
And the billboards and
the billboard.
TV, and we had a big media mix in different ways to get it out there.
Did you get much feedback on it?
We got a great deal of feedback.
Positive, I hope.
In two ways. One way was the capital campaign, asking the membership to contribute to it, had members who normally didn't step up, stepping up to support it. We were surprised and happily surprised by the response we got. And then once the campaign went up, it was even a bigger, greater response. It was indirect. We had people we didn't expect to say thank you, coming up and saying thank you, and at the time it became the most visible initiative that the Chamber had going.
I think a couple of years or so later, the Chamber did just a broad survey. We partnered with Wesleyan College, we did a broad survey of our membership. Who are we, what are we doing good, what are we doing bad, trying to get a feel for what we need to change as an organization. And this campaign came up as one of the top things, the best things that the Chamber has done.
Well, being business owner driven, it hurts when people take the dollars out of town. And so often I'll hear people say, oh no, we lost Best Buy, or we lost another store, whatever. That we don't have to lose them if we keep our dollars here.
We don't have to lose them, and if we do, there's small businesses that take the opportunity to fill that vacuum. A good example is like Cool Geeks downtown, doing computer repair. It used to be you took it to the geek squad at Best Buy. Now you take it to Cool Geeks, and you've got a small business guy who's made a career out of it. But yeah, just like you said, whether it's big box or small business, the jobs are local. Walmart employs a lot of local people. Primarily, we want folks to look at small business. That's who we feel like gets ignored in the shopping local aspect. People may go to Belk's here and they quit, and they start looking at Raleigh. They start looking online. They start looking elsewhere. They don't look a little closer to home towards a Stephanie's and look at what are the alternatives out there. As a great Christmas present, we'll throw that one out there. Has any of the ladies out there looked at giving their husband a gift certificate to Love's or Leedy's as an alternative to going to Raleigh or Brooks Brothers or something like that? That's what we're trying to initiate with this campaign is the psychology of think a little closer to home.
And with gas prices, what they are too. I mean, that adds quite a bit to going over there and back.
And another aspect of the campaign, it's primarily, I guess, intended for business to consumer. But it's just as applicable with the business to business. If you need office supplies, you need cleaning service, you need, whatever, you can look locally and support your local employment base and support the businesses that are turning around and investing back into the community and donating to United Way or local nonprofits or the school system or whatever the case may be. So think of it also in terms for folks who are doing business-to-business shopping to support your local support industry.
And give them a chance too. And excuse me, but I've had things that I have had somebody call me out of town and say we can sell you such a computer cartridges for X amount. I'll call somebody local, and if they're close, and they generally will thank me for giving them a chance to bid on it, because I'll say if you can come anywhere close, I want to keep the dollars here because I know how important they are to the welfare of our community.
Well, it goes back, again, economic retention is what I call this. Economic development is bringing new businesses to the area, generating new jobs. Economic retention is keeping the jobs we've got and keeping the money we've got locally. Again, looking at businesses, an online analogy. There's a lot of places you can go online and order monogram handbags and things like that, or you can go to Monogram So Cute. A local business, a chamber member that could use the business, and the tax dollar that's impacted by that. You know, when you make a purchase here locally, that purchase doesn't just go to that business. There's tax dollars at sale, but they buy supplies. They buy office supplies. They buy their vendoring from local suppliers. If you go out of town, you're helping those vendors, you're helping that local economy, you're helping those tax dollars. That's why we want to keep it all local. Let's help us here.
And then they can't come to Chick-fil-A and eat.
If you're not shopping in town, you're not eating with me. So,
Well, and I've had opportunities too, as probably most people, to hear from out of town, and they will come and solicit us. But as you said, if you make a conscious effort with no, I'm going to do everything I can. As Jim Dickens, well, he's one of my favorite persons, was saying, if you can't buy it locally, you probably don't need it. And there are a lot of things that we don't need that we would have to go out of town to get, but we can find something fairly comparable here. Right. Support that merchant, support that job, and enable them to have a livelihood here, and then spend money at everybody else's business and help each other. Somebody told me that if we kept all of our dollars here, we'd be fine as a community, much better off economically, and we'd be fine. But so many of our dollars flow out of town, but we've got to figure out a way, and thanks to you all, we're going to talk it up, and when y'all get ready to buy your Christmas presents, you're going to think, well, Rocky Mount, right here. Other communities are doing it. In fact, let's take a break and let's talk about what other communities are doing and how we can emulate that successfully here. Stay with us, please.
We are the past,
present,
and the future leadership of your Chamber of Commerce.
We are business members focusing on new beginnings, boldly creating our Twin Counties future.
members working toward broader thinking, community reinvestment, and public policy supporting strong business.
We are partnerships that create new beginnings.
We are business and community leaders working together for a better tomorrow.
And this is my town.
Thank you for staying with us. One of the things that I want to talk about is I see on television from other cities that they really are pushing this buy local, shop local. Raleigh does it. I've heard Chapel Hill. I talked to their executive director of their Chamber of Commerce, and he said they give like local bucks that people can spend with local merchants. Are there ongoing or upcoming plans of things that we can do that y'all have in mind for doing that? Are we going to have TV campaigns? Are we going to do things to help encourage? And how successful have they been, the other places? Two big questions.
Well, we do have some plans. We're trying to kind of re-energize this program. We partnered with the paper last year and the Telegram and sat down with them because they were kind of putting together a buy local tab and piece. And
I enjoyed that. I'm sure y'all read it too, but it created that awareness.
It helped spotlight some local businesses, small businesses. We kind of partnered with them and kind of redesigned the logo and what it looks like. We're going out again now. Clint and some friends have put together a website about buying local for Rocky Mount.
Good.
We've got a Twitter account tied with it. We just had some new vinyls or some billboards going up, and Lamar Outdoor Advertising has been just absolutely wonderful to partner with.
The billboards.
Yeah. With the billboards. They've done
I want to add on that. I can't say enough thank you to Mark Odell and Mike Cherry with Lamar. Since we started this, they've donated tons of space. We bought the billboards for vinyl and that kind of stuff, the wraps that go on there. But they've donated thousands upon thousands of dollars of space for this campaign because they know who their best customers are going to be. And it's local businesses.
And when you're riding around and you're looking to go out of town, the billboards is what really can hopefully catch your attention and realize as you're driving around the importance of keeping it.
Or guilt you, so you're on your way out of town.
But the billboards have been very successful. We've done some TV in the past. We're hoping to do a little bit more there.
Well, Herb and Sandra and WHIG are always just wonderful in supporting that. I mean, they know that they're 100% local, so this town is their bread and butter too, but they've been very generous.
Well, the thing I would put out there as kind of the exclamation point to all this is, and I've said this before, when you get up in the morning and you drive to work, wherever your work may be, who do you drive by? What businesses do you pass by on your way to work? For me, I come from Nashville to Rocky Mount. I drive by a whole lot of businesses and a whole lot of families that are impacted by those businesses. And if you drive out of town, you're driving past every single one of those. And so what I would ask the viewers, the residents in Rocky Mount, the Twin Counties, this encompasses both counties. And the way the tax dollars are spent, it actually works to all of our benefit. If you buy something in Spring Hope or if you buy it in Tarboro, Rocky Mount actually still gets a benefit from that because the tax revenue is spread evenly between all the communities. Now, Edgecombe stays in Edgecombe and Nash, but Rocky Mount gets a piece of that pie. But buy local. Support your local businesses and your local families, and especially the small business. You know, that's what we're trying to push here. Is the guys on whether it's Main Street or whether it's Nashville or in the rural areas, but even if it's on Winstead Avenue and Sunset, look at the small businesses in there and give them a shot.
And I've seen other communities talk about their successes and how they've grown. They've brought in more businesses because of it, because retailers in particular and restaurants like to go places where they know it's a very loyal community and the people there will support them.
Well, that's what they're after. They're also trying to fight the online threat that's out there.
That's right.
You know, it's easy to click and make a purchase and not think about who is being impacted by that purchase.
But you might have to send it back, and that's a pain.
Yeah, it is
so
a
people
pain.
need, if you buy it locally, you can try it on, or you can, go back to the store and exchange it if you need to. You don't have to pay the shipping and all that stuff. And
Well, to give you a negative on that, say you can purchase something online and you return it to a local retailer, it actually hurts the local retailer. It goes against their bottom line. It doesn't go back to where they originally purchased it from. It goes back to the local retailer. So that's a negative impact of purchasing online, even more so than just making the purchase.
Well, I'm seeing the buy local, shop local window decals all around town. What else will we be seeing come up? Are you going to do
You're going to see
more
some
of those?
digital billboards. You'll see them on Sunset and 301. Again, TV will have some PSAs out there trying to keep it promoted. And then the social media, as Bill is saying, we've got some work to do and definitely trying to reach the younger demographic to get them to see the message.
Well, what, Black Friday coming up? How about a call to action, Bill?
Well,
then eat at Chick-fil-A.
It's probably the biggest weekend people spend shopping. It's the biggest focus in the kickoff of the Thanksgiving or the Christmas season. And we would just encourage everybody to stay local, spend their money local, think about the impact and how they can have a positive impact on their community, or they're going to have a negative impact on their community.
And that Black Friday, I mean, a lot of merchants really, a significant portion of their budget, 25 to 40%, even 50%, is at Christmas. And if they don't make it at Christmas, some of them we might look after Christmas, they might be gone.
Right.
So it's our responsibility to, if you're going to spend any disposable dollars, at Christmas, even if it's a gift certificate, as you mentioned, go to the
local guys.
Let them pick out what they want, and
It'll fit.
it will fit.
Yeah, that's right. And we need the tax dollars here more than Wake County and Johnston County. They've got their own residents, and they're saying to buy local there. Well, let them stay there, and our folks stay here too. That's what we're asking for.
And with the tax dollars, the state sales tax is 4.75%. In Nash County, it's 6.75%. So 2% of the tax collected is coming back to Nash County or coming back to Edgecombe County. Edgecombe County just had approved the 0.25%, so it's going to be, I think it's
7%.
7% over there. But that comes back to the county where the taxes originated. So if folks go to Greenville and go shopping, or they go to Raleigh, go shopping, or Durham, or wherever, they're supporting Wake County schools or Pitt County schools, and there's a lot of need here in your own community in the Twin Counties. So we really just would encourage you to think about, it's a convenience thing, it's a quality of life thing, and also it's kind of a positive impact on your own community.
I like that. It's a quality of life thing too. A lot of people have the mindset of it's fancier if you get it out of town, or if you have a road trip to go get something, and you can have a road trip to our local merchants. We've got great places here. I mean, if you haven't been out and looked, I went out to Wade Designs Chocolate Night the other night, and of course Bailey, not to mention Osborne's our competition of them, but they've got really cool stuff. I'd like to think Almonds has cool stuff. You've got great places. I drive through there constantly to eat at Chick-fil-A, and just ordered a bunch of signs from Clint, and we all have choices But we need to make those choices to support our fellow citizens here in Rocky Mount. Is the Chamber planning to continue being involved in this as part of the Small Business Committee, Bill?
Absolutely. I think Roger Taylor is chairing that small business division, and Roger realizes the importance of it, and I think it's a big issue for him. We're hoping to kind of re-energize this, kind of do some fundraising to fund the campaign and see if we can't bring it back and tweak it if necessary, but bring it back in a big way and kind of keep this alive and going.
And I think in talking to Teresa, she was going to try and learn best practices from other chambers and see which ones they have worked there and bring them back potentially to us too. On the website, Clint, can people participate other than go and look in there if people want to?
Right now it's a Tumblr type website, a mini blog type thing. So right now it takes some comments and so forth, but they can't necessarily actively create stuff. But it is sort of an advertorial type site. So if there's a small business in the area that wants to be focused on there, we'll be happy to do it. It's free. We're not going to roll out 10 of these a day. It's kind of one a day or so. We'll add a little feature on a local business. And then we'll include reasons why to keep shopping local.
Super. And if people want to support the campaign in some way, just call the Chamber.
Call the
That's
Chamber.
Would be the best way to do it.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you. I speak on behalf of a lot of small business people in town. We need this, and it takes leadership to help.
You know, Gene, I remember when we were putting this together, you were very passionate. This is a big passion for you, too.
Well, and as a person who's running a business that's celebrating their 70th anniversary, I'm keenly aware from my late husband and his father starting here that without the generous people of Rocky Mount, we wouldn't be in business 70 years. And hopefully there'll be 70 more. I won't be around to see them, but other people, and take the helm and run with it and have a good. Rocky Mount's fantastic, and we all need to celebrate it and celebrate it by supporting each other in a very strong way. And there's no better time than the time of the generosity of Christmas to do that. So thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Have a great day. We'll see you.
Appreciate you having us.
See you next week.
We are the past,
present,
And the future leadership of your Chamber of Commerce.
We are business members focusing on new beginnings, boldly creating our Twin Counties future.
members working toward broader thinking, community reinvestment, and public policy supporting strong business.
We are partnerships that create new beginnings.
We are business and community leaders working together for a better tomorrow.
And this is my town.